All right, Swifties, buckle up because we are diving deep into all things Taylor this week.
It's a whirlwind out there.
Seriously, we're covering it all. Get this, political endorsements, album drama, even a Taylor Swift skeleton house from Reddit, especially Taylor Swift, and some headlines from Variety.
Sounds about right for a Taylor Swift deep dive.
First up, Variety reported that Taylor officially endorsed Kamala Harris for president.
Whoa, that's a big deal. Taylor usually stays quiet about politics, right? Makes you wonder what changed.
And Variety says she got 1.8 million new Spotify followers right after.
Are you serious?
Like the whole state of Nebraska just hit follow. That's influence.
Yeah.
Do you think this means fans care more about politics now because of celebrities?
Maybe. I mean, it used to be celebrities, they wouldn't touch politics, to avoid turning fans away. But now, it's like the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Especially with younger fans, they're using their voice more and more. But is it just symbolic? Or will fans actually get more involved because of it? It's going to be interesting to see.
Speaking of fans, our Taylor Swift is on fire right now. Some are like, yes, queen, use your voice. And others are really upset, feeling like she's alienated them.
It's tough being a celebrity these days. Every little thing you do is analyzed to death. It's impossible to please everyone, so for Taylor's team, this endorsement had to be a calculated risk. They knew there would be good and bad reactions.
So she's ready to speak her mind, even if it ruffles some feathers.
Seems like it. This isn't just about music anymore, it's about her brand as a whole. She's a cultural icon now, engaging with big, sometimes controversial topics.
And speaking of brand evolution, let's talk business, TT2D. That album, the one that shook the U.S. sales charts.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
For those who missed it, TTPD basically challenged how Billboard counts album sales, caused a huge debate. But the crazy part is even without those U.S. sales.
Competitive Face 2593 on Reddit said it's a huge EE hit globally, topping charts everywhere.
No U.S. needed. It shows how powerful she is internationally. She doesn't need us to dominate.
Exactly. It makes you think, is the U.S. market becoming less important as artists go global?
Something to think about. But for now, let's lighten the mood. Remember that Taylor Swift skeleton house we mentioned?
Even I was impressed by that. The details. The Eras Tour theme.
Reddit is going nuts for it. It's covered in skeletons. Each one is a different Taylor era. And it just shows how much her work really resonates.
Absolutely. It's more than just liking her music. It's self-expression. It's a way for fans to connect and celebrate together.
And it doesn't stop there. Have you seen the pumpkin carvings? Next level this year.
Everyone's doing it. Pumpkins inspired by albums, lyrics, even her cats.
Amazing. And that's just scratching the surface of this incredible fan culture. But before we get too deep into that, there's something else, something big, and Swifties are divided. It's about Taylor's stance on a certain social media platform's policies.
Oh yeah, this is a big one. Her comments about misinformation on that platform really got people talking. Yeah, a lot of fans feel really strongly about what she said.
So basically, listener, this platform has been in hot water over how they deal with harmful stuff, you know, when Taylor really spoke out. In an interview, she said she's worried those policies, they could be making misinformation spread even faster.
Which is where things get really interesting. You've got fans praising her, right? Saying she's using her platform for good, standing up for what's right.
And it's true, she's got a huge platform, right? When she speaks out, people listen.
Absolutely. But then you've got the other side saying she's alienated part of her fan base, especially people who don't agree with him on this.
It's that tightrope walk again. Every move she makes, it seems political now, whether she wants it to be or not.
It's the world we live in now, right? Public figures, especially someone as big as Taylor, they can't really stay silent anymore.
It makes you wonder, will this affect who she works with, her brands, even her music? Will fans boycott her? Or will they get more political because of this?
It's like a huge social experiment, and we're all part of it. We'll have to wait and see. But let's get back to the music for a sec, specifically TTPD's success.
Right. Even with all the chart drama, it's still a massive hit.
Totally. And Competitive Face 2593 on Reddit, they pointed out it's the top-selling album globally, which is crazy, right? The music industry is changing so fast. Streaming is huge now. It's harder than ever to sell albums like this.
And yet, there she is, breaking records left and right.
Yeah.
What's her secret? Is it just the fans? Or is it something more?
It's a lot of things. Obviously, the fans are dedicated, her marketing's smart, and she's super talented. But there's something else. It's her connection with people. You know, her music just gets people no matter where they're from or what they believe.
You know, that's so true.
Yeah.
Even in the fan art, the skeleton house, the pumpkin carving.
Don't forget the tattoos and the memes. People are making whole short films based on TTPD.
It's wild. And it's not just copying her either. It's taking those emotions, those themes she writes about, and turning them into something totally new and personal.
Exactly. It's like her music gives fans a way to talk to each other, to be creative, and not just visual art either. There's a ton of Taylor-inspired music coming out.
Yeah. Covers, remixes, people are dedicating whole albums to her. It's like her music is inspiring a whole new wave of art.
It's really something. Shows how powerful music can be to bring people together and inspire them. But what's even cooler is how that fan-made stuff then influences Taylor herself, shaping how her music's experienced.
It's a cycle. Speaking of influence, have you heard about the new single rumors?
You mean Down Bad? Apparently it's going to be the next single off TTPD, at least that's what the fans think.
Right. And if we know Taylor, she loves a good Easter egg for the fans. Remember the butterflies before Lover?
Totally. She's great at building hype. And now with social media, it's like free marketing too. But it's more than that, right? It's that connection with her fans. They analyze everything, every word, every post, looking for clues.
Like a big puzzle they're all solving together. And while we're on that note, have you heard about that global streaming party the fans are planning?
The one to boost TTPD's streams even more.
That's the one. It just shows how fans are involved now. They're not just listening, they're part of her success.
It's amazing the power of fans working together just because they love her music.
It's honestly incredible.
It really shows you how much she values her fans, that relationship. It's special. It's more than just the music, you know. It's about feeling connected, sharing something you're passionate about. You don't see that everywhere.
Definitely not. That's why we're also obsessed, right? Analyzing everything she does, every interview, every TikTok, trying to figure out what's next. Which brings us back to Down Bad. Do we really think that's the next single? Or are Swifties getting carried away?
It's hard to tell, honestly. She's all about those surprise drops. She could be messing with us, you know? Keeping us on our toes.
Right. Leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, leading to a new song.
Exactly. But even if Down Bad isn't the next single, just the fact that everyone's talking about it, analyzing the lyrics, shows how good of a songwriter she is. Every song is like its own little world, you know? People connect with them in different ways, have debates about the meaning. It's cool.
And it's not just about figuring out the lyrics either. People are writing stories, creating whole worlds based on her music, fan fiction, artwork. It's crazy how creative people get.
It's like her music unlocks something. It inspires people to tell their own stories, make their own art. It's amazing.
Really shows you the power of music. So as we wrap things up here, our Taylor Swift deep dive, what have we learned? What's the big takeaway from all this? Charts, politics, skeleton houses.
I think the biggest thing is we're seeing something really unique here. Taylor's influence, it goes way beyond just music. She's a cultural phenomenon, you know? She's making us talk about art, politics, what it means to be a fan. The whole relationship between artists and their fans is changing, and she's leading the way.
Totally. She's not just putting out albums, she's starting conversations, movements. And through it all, she stayed true to herself for music, her connection with her fans.
It's pretty amazing to see. It takes hard work, talent, and that genuine connection with people.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh.
It's been a wild ride. Chart battles, political stuff, even skeleton houses, we covered it all. But most importantly, we saw how Taylor's music brings people together, starts important conversations, and just makes people happy. But now we want to hear from you, the listeners.
What stood out to you? What do you think about Taylor Swift's impact on music, on culture?
Hit us up on social media. Let's keep the conversation going. And hey, maybe we'll feature your hot take in our next deep dive. Until then, keep listening, keep thinking, keep diving deep. You never know what you might discover.